Hi everyone, how are you getting on in this very, very strange world that we all find ourselves living in right now? It's Astrid here, and I just wanted to really just check in with you all and also to just offer this mini life class to help really. As a coach, never before has it been so important that we manage ourselves, which is the most important thing in as I said, this very strange time. And I suppose my intention for doing this mini life class was to really just offer some really good coaching tips, things that might help you, things that you can pass on to your loved ones, things that might help you stay sane if you're going stir crazy at home right now. Because it is so important, because with all of what is happening with the coronavirus and how all across the world we are being asked to adapt and change our normal routines, this can set up a huge issue. One, because it's happening so fast and we don't have time to adapt to it or even really process it. I think that's one of the biggest things. And, gradually over this extended period of time, things that, we would never have once done. For example, not sort of, connecting with the people we love, shaking hands, giving a hug. That's the hardest one for me because I'm so huggy. I love to give people hugs. And, even thinking that, gosh, I can't do that. I mustn't do that, has been really challenging. But we go against what we have always done. And in so doing, over this extended period of time, what was once sort of our normal way of being, in this abnormal way of being becomes the new normal. And I think, every single person on this planet has been touched by this in some way or another. And before I go on any further, I just want to say my heart goes out to all of you at this time. And also especially people who have lost people or who are very, very worried about people right now. And I am just sending you loads and loads of love and the most healing thoughts and wishes coming your way. And also a big shout out to all of the most wonderful people who are just keeping everything going. I've been absolutely amazed and astounded and emotional when I've seen how, I always know how wonderful people are, but when you actually see people rise to the challenge, you see people applauding other people for what they're doing, and, for everybody who is right on the front line of this, in whatever way you are, I just want to say thank you so much. You are extraordinary, you are amazing, and we are so blessed to have you, really. We are so blessed to have you. And it even as I'm speaking, it makes me feel quite emotional when I think of all of the wonderful people who are just doing the most extraordinary things in these most extraordinary times. So thank you so much. And I suppose in my own small way, I wanted to be able to help. I wanted to be able to reach out and offer something useful, I hope, practical, I hope. And for me, my intention is to do these mini life classes and also do some of my fitness classes that you can join in with, because one of my greatest ways of getting through things has been to move. And so I shall be teaching some of my retrofit, some of my 60 plus exercises for those of us who are older. Although I still feel around 38, maybe younger than 38. But it's important, and anything that I can do in any way. So also let me know if there's anything that I can do as well. But I thought just today, just talking in this mini life class about maybe some things that might help. And one of the biggest things is that when we are living in a time like this, and I have never lived in a time like this, but when things are all upside down, when there's a lot of fear, when there's a lot of worry, when there's a lot of uncertainty in this world, we have to, I was just thinking, with all of the self-isolation, what becomes very important is self-management, and to be able to manage ourselves. And by that I mean to manage our emotions, to manage our thoughts, to manage even our actions and our behavior in this time. Because that's really what's going to see us all through, is when we can take that personal responsibility for how we feel, how I feel, what my thoughts are doing. And the thoughts are going to be the biggest player in this. Everything comes from our thinking, everything. Whether we have a good day or we don't experience a good day is due to how we are thinking about what is happening in that day. And certainly in times like this, when there is a lot of fear around, I've had a lot of people contact me being very fearful, wanting to know how they manage in these times. And one of the biggest things that I can give you is that we have to find those ways to move out of fear. And I found myself thinking, this is so surreal, because this morning I was sitting out and the day is beautiful today. It's sunny and the sky is blue, and I could hear the birds singing, and there is just the most beautiful feeling in the air of all of the buds and the flowers now blossoming. And yet around the world I am very, very aware of very different scenarios being played out with this pandemic. And so what matters is staying in the world that doesn't allow us to move into heightened states of fear. Because when we're in that fear response, we move into a survival state. We move into that fight, flight, or freeze or fold. And what I mean by fold is that we collapse, we go inwards, we become immobile. Freeze is that we cannot do anything. We're completely unresponsive. Fighting, we try and fight it with all of our might, but of course this is a difficult challenge to fight. One, because it's invisible. Two, because nobody has experienced this before. So, and fleeing, well, we've done the best with fleeing. We have retreated. It's like the whole world has been put on a sort of an online or a virtual, in so many respects, retreat. And we've been asked to come back home and come back to us and come back to perhaps after all of this is past, perhaps a new way of looking at things and people and our lives and what matters to us. So one of the key things is to move out of fear. And we do that. The mind is extraordinary because what it wants always is a resolution. The mind is always asking for certainty. So when you find yourself, especially in these times, thinking fearful thoughts such as, what if? What if I get ill? What if one of my loved ones gets ill? What if we can't manage financially? What if? And of course, what the mind does with what if is it spirals out. And this spiraling out takes us to a place that the mind cannot find resolution. There are no answers at this time to what if. There are never really any answers to what if. And so we have to bring ourselves back out of the mind spiraling upwards and outwards and trying to find this answer. What if? Well, we don't know what if, because what if is in the future and the future hasn't happened yet. So what we have to stay with is what is. So one of the quickest ways and the most helpful ways I have found, both with myself and with the most amazing people that I coach and I work with, is that if we can bring ourselves into a state of what is, and by that I mean come back to your body, come back to this moment in time. What is happening right now? So right now, just take a breath, take a deep breath in through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and just look around you, just quietly look around you, and just notice what's there. Check into your body, check into your breathing, close your eyes for a second, come back home, come back to your amazing body, and ask yourself right now, what is my experience right now? Am I safe right now? Right now. I'm not talking about 5 minutes from now. I'm talking right now in this moment. Am I safe right now? Am I okay right now? And the answer? Yeah. I'm looking around, I'm talking to you, and I'm checking in with my body and my feelings. Right now, in this very moment, I'm okay. And that feels safe. That feels safer than my mind going off into, what if? What if I'm not okay? What if? And the stories that the mind then makes up from what if are huge. As I know you know, we start to embellish stories, and because there is no answer right now, we have to find that answer, and that answer has to come from deep within us. So changing what if to what is happening right now. This is where I think we are all being invited to live much more. I think for those of you who already practice meditation or mindfulness, I think this is where you really use it. This is where all of those practicing times, all of those moments, maybe you spent on the yoga mat, maybe you spent in meditation, maybe you've done personal development courses. All of these now are being asked to come into fruition. This is when we need them. And for those of you who maybe have never done any meditation or never done any mindfulness, this is a great time to start. And what I mean by that is just giving yourself maybe even, right at the beginning of the day, just as you wake up, instead of rushing into your day, turning on the news. I mean, I would just highly recommend that you limit your exposure to the news. Find out what's going on, but after that, turn off the news and turn on something else. We have to look for the good in this situation. So it's that sense of waking up in the morning and just giving yourself 2 minutes of just allowing yourself to appreciate what you have, where you are, that here we are, you're alive, you're well, and people are working to find answers to this. People are working around the clock to help. We will get through this. We have got through so much in our lives. I mean, if you think back in your own life, I know in mine, there have been obstacles and challenges that we have all overcome and we have all got through. And what I know absolutely for sure is that, we as human beings are extraordinary. We are wonderful. We are inspirational. We rise to the challenge, and I have been so amazed by this deep well of caring that is coming out. I know that it's not across all sectors. I know that some people are, are behaving differently and finding this a challenge. But you know what? For the most part, we're amazing. We're fabulous. And ultimately, we all care about each other. And I see that every single day with all of even the smallest gestures that people are making. And so I suppose the takeaway from this mini life class is to stay in the present moment as much as you possibly can. Reach for the thought that makes you feel better. Please try not to allow that thought that goes, oh my goodness, I feel panicked. What if we can't manage? What if it does? What if our business folds? What if I can't get my job back? That hasn't happened yet. Stay with you as much as possible. And you know what? If it does happen, you will find a way through that too. There are always blessings. There are always gifts in things that are shaken upside down. Always. There is always something that we are being asked to grow from and to become stronger, more creative, more resourceful, more loving, more caring, and perhaps more in love with ourselves and others than we've ever been in our lives before. It's very interesting, isn't it? I think, for me, in this period of time when I can't be with everybody else, I feel so much more connected to everybody else. It's such an extraordinary feeling. And from that place, I'm sending you all my love. And as I said, I will be sharing as many life coaching tips, body confidence coaching tips, body love coaching tips, advice, ideas, and exercises will be coming soon as well. So lots of love to you all, and stay well and stay wonderful, because you are. Thank you so much for being in my life, and have a beautiful day. Lots of love. Bye-bye now. Bye.